What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be playing some Detective Pikachu Returns. So I did not play the original, the first Detective Pikachu game. So I have no idea what the game is like. The game. So let's get started. Yes, English. All right, 1 second. I've got some difficulties going on. All right, there we go. All right, so new game.
The name's Pikachu, and I'm what you might call a great detective. With my bolts of brilliance, I've solved many mysteries. My partner Harry and I ran into some trouble on a case. Harry suddenly disappeared, and I'd lost all my memories. After that, I was wandering the city when I ran into Tim. Somehow, he could understand what I was saying. Our goals were one and the same. Find Detective Harry, because my missing partner just so happened to be Tim's dad. While we were searching for Harry, we uncovered a series of crimes involving R, a chemical that drove Pokemon berserk. Tim and I managed to solve the case and save Rhyme City. And yet... Harry was still missing. Even now, the two of us are still searching for him.
Alright, so let's go find him.
Harry. Just where the heck did you go?
And so, to promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. To commemorate this event, we present this award to Tim Goodman and Pikachu, who saved...
Harry!
Pika? Oh, Pikachu, I'm sorry. I guess that's a sign I better wrap this speech up,
Wow. You couldn't have picked a worse time to doze off.
Sorry.
Now then, due to the R incident of 2 years ago, some of our citizens began to doubt Rhyme City's motto, coexistence with Pokemon. So to those of you who were affected, I offer you my deepest sympathies.
What's that?
A Corviknight? Oh no, it's coming this way!
Sir, follow me. Everyone, get inside right away!
What the heck is going on?
Could it be R?
R? Don't think so. Its behavior is different. It's all right. Just calm down.
Pikachu.
Lousy Corviknight. It just made off with my signature hat.
My dad gave you that hat.
Yeah, we gotta get it back.
Alright, so you know how important that hat is to me, and Corviknight just flew off with it. What a mess. Let's go get it back. What was that?
Look, this must be the notebook the mayor dropped. Oh, there's something inside. A family photo? This girl looks familiar. Oh, she's the one who didn't look too happy during the mayor's speech.
That's my classmate, Rachel. She knows a lot about Pokemon.
Huh? Whoa, time out. You know her? Why am I just now learning this?
Alright, so we should return the notebook to Mayor Myers. That is some name. Mayor Myers. Alright, so yeah, but first we gotta deal with Corviknight. Let's go. Now what do we do? That's a Pidove.
Oh,
What happened to Pidove? Well, I'm at a loss. Nothing we've tried so far is working. Excuse me. Give me 1 sec here. Let's just do that. All right. Will Butler, the chief of the Pokemon Protection Bureau, and Aldino can hear how healthy you are. Need to track down Corviknight, get this area evacuated, but I can't just leave this Pidove here. What happened? To everyone else, you're just saying Pika Pika. What happened? Why does it still have question marks for his name? We already established who he is. But he hasn't introduced himself to the character yet. Stupid. No civilian injuries. Great work. I really should get back to leading the evacuation, but I can't just leave it up here. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, that requires. Maybe I should let you have. Alright, I'll leave waking up to spit up to you. So you use Pikachu to talk to Pokemon. So let's hit pause and jog our memories on how we go about investigating a case. Alright, well, because I have never played. I didn't play the first Detective Pikachu, so we'll do this one by the book, alright? This is our first investigation in a long time. Well, this is my first investigation, period, so. Pidove's injuries are already healed. All we gotta do is find a way to wake it up. Alright, so let's quickly go over how we investigate. Alright, you talk to Pokemon, he talks to people. Gather evidence and take testimonies from people and Pokemon, piece them together to solve the case. Alright, guessing your pals with the unconscious Pidove. Might have asked a couple questions. Ooh. It says her friend's taking a nap and won't wake up. So it thinks it's just sleeping. You really love the smell of... Wait, what's that got to do with anything? Nice, strong aromas make the sleepy times go away. That's what it's saying. Alright, so if you get stuck during your investigation and see the light bulb icon in the lower left, press the left button to consult Pikachu and get a hint. Alright, I'm a little curious about what Pidove was saying. Yeah, its friend is unconscious, but all it wanted to talk about was aromas it liked. Nice strong aroma makes the sleepy time go away. That's all I could get out of it. Aroma, sleepy times go away. Yeah, you gotta find something that's basically gonna be like a smelling salt for the Pidove. We can find a strong aroma where the Pidove's chirping about. Maybe it'll wake up. That's what I'm thinking. It's worth at least a shot. But how are we going to find a scent like that? You can call out to me at any time. I can give you advice discreetly so no one else notices. Of course, you can also just mull things over on your own. God. If you get stuck, it might be a good idea to take a break or retrace your steps. That's important too. Alright, press start to open the sub menu. In this menu, you can save the game, change your game settings. You can press ZL during gameplay to reread recent conversations. Older conversations eventually disappear, so be careful not to forget what was said. Okay, so I mean, you got a basic little recall. Okay, here we go. Save, load, recap, how to play, game settings. Text speed, text auto advance, fast forward dialogue. Okay, so you can like basically a whole bunch of stuff that if you want to make the game go faster. Alright, so let's talk to Zatu. He wants peace and quiet while it's sunbathing. Is it Magnemite? We've got a dove that won't wake up. I was thinking one of your electric type moves could jolt it awake, though probably only as a last resort. If all else fails, we'll hit you up for an electrifying assist. Well, an aromatisse would probably be a good, way to wake up if it wants a certain aroma. What are these doves surrounding you for? They started flocking as soon as it got here. Dove have been following aromatisse around. They're asking it to make the nice aroma. Pidove are really getting on its nerves. Seems like these Pidove are all drawn to a scent that aromatisse emits, which means aromatisse would be able to help us wake up the unconscious Pidove. Well, let's ask if aromatisse is willing to help us out. If we can get these Pidoves to stop following it around. Let's talk to the Pidoves then. Come on. Alright, you don't want to jump up here? Alright. Alright, sorry to ask you this, but could you move, somewhere else? Hey, now's not the time to stop and smell the aromas. We're trying to help your friend. I was gonna go make lots of nice aromas right over there. Okay, so they're on board with the aromas over their plan, so they'll move great. All right. So it seems like this is going to be a pretty straightforward game.
That worked.
Oh,
All right. So what's next here? All right, so gonna have some like multi-choice at some point. Formed 2 years ago as a response to the R incident and the case that we solved. Back then, Pokemon-related disturbances were happening all over the city. Human and Pokemon residents of Rhyme City were deeply affected by that. Mayor Myers was so shaken by what occurred, he took it upon himself to create the PPB as a countermeasure. Wanted to make sure crimes involving Pokemon, like the R incident, would never happen again. That's why our organization exists. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? You're just all exploring and bent out of shape because I moved my desk over here. Alright, so Howard really is looking out for us Pokemon, huh? Oh, careful. I was watching your investigation earlier and couldn't help but notice. Were you explaining things to Pikachu? I don't think Pikachu understands what you're telling him, though. Unless you two can... Yeah, they don't do... You know... Nah, they do... They talk. It's more like getting advice. You talk to Pikachu to organize your thoughts. Interesting way to form your deductions. Well, we do understand each other, actually. Yeah, that was close. Buddy, hold on. Be careful, usually folks wouldn't believe we can talk to one another.
It's back again. Come on, let's chase it down.
Sir!
Oh!
Let's go check it out. No, you can't talk to this hero. Why aren't we running away? Well, I gotta get my hat back before. Nope, can't go inside.
Oh!
Alolan Executor. You can't even.
Ah, blah!
Dangerous here, Applin. You should find somewhere that's safe. It's odd. It doesn't seem like it wants to leave.
Hey,
You go to sleep in a wooden crate. When you wake up, you're always someplace new. So the apple vendor travels to different locations, and this Applin gets carried along. The Applin vendor probably doesn't know about this Applin. Something suddenly shook it awake a moment ago. But it was at Corviknight. Same goes for these crates that toppled it over. Looks like that was probably Alolan Executor actually did that. Alright, so what happened? The wooden crate shook, you got thrown out. That's when you realized your friends were missing. You got separated, and let's find its friends. Good thinking. How many friends were here with you? What are you doing, Gizmo? Excuse me. No, my cat is laying under my desk. Ah! No, do not attack my feet. Okay, we can't just abandon Pokemon in need. What great detectives will we be if we didn't lend a helping hand or two along the way? Alright, we should investigate the fallen apples over there. Be happy to if there wasn't a tree in the way. Something about this seems odd to me. Maybe we should investigate that first.
Whoa! This tree's an executor!
Yep. Why don't we ask and get some other questions in while we're at it? I'll tell you which has your answer. Sound good?
Hey!
Alright. You're mid-list. Why are you here? Guess has been traveling around with the apple vendor. So what happened?
Hey!
Corviknight came flying through, and when you tried to dodge it, you bumped into the fruit stand. By the way, have you seen a hat? Guess it happened too suddenly for you to tell. Oh well.
Hey!
Left head, we've got a favor to ask. But we want to search through those apples scattered behind you. Could you please scooch over? All right. This is where the apples got scattered around. All right, come on, Gizmo, please move. I don't want you attacking my feet while I'm trying to. Come on. All right. So this is where all the apples got scattered around. Let's investigate. Well, there's the other applin, top right. There's two missing applin. We need that one. Alright, so we found one applin. Let's see. God damn it. Alright, let's see. Patiently staying still is one of your talents. Impressive. That Corviknight got you wrapped up in quite the mess, though, didn't it? Your friend is waiting for you, so we need to find one more.
Is this? Oh.
Trying to look for one that doesn't have the leaves on, like the leaves on it. No sign of applin, no. Always search for the thoroughly. Okay, so literally that was wow. It just that whole area was covered, not just like a single apple. Okay. Found the hat and the applin.
This was a real pain. Hey, get back here! The heck?
Hey, quit playing around.
Hey, I'm not playing at all! My hat keeps moving on its own!
That's ridiculous, Pikachu.
See? Told you so.
Executor.
Guess I've gotta go get it.
Guess so.
Well,
Climb executor.
Tim, lift me up.
Okay. You alright? Don't hurt yourself.
Please, this'll be nothing.
So it's just gonna be quick little like QTEs.
Finally got you back. Yeesh, that was a hassle. Yeah, now that's more like it.
Yeah, you look like yourself again.
Thanks, Tim. Harry gave me this hat to commemorate our partnership.
The award ceremony will resume shortly. We ask that all participants please return to the venue at this time.
I guess we better hurry back.
That darn Corviknight. I'll let it off the hook just this once.
Great work. Thank you. And you as well, Pikachu.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. Rhyme City owes you a debt of gratitude for your efforts. We strive for coexistence between people and Pokémon in our fair city. And you two are the ideal detective duo. On behalf of the city, I am pleased to present you with this medal.
Thank you, Mayor Myers. I'm honored.
Of course, you get one too, Pikachu.
Yeah, I'm the great detective.
Pika Pika to you too, little hero. Both of you, keep up that great work.
Way to go, Tim! Congratulations, Tom!
Alright, so we're done with the tutorial.
Tim, I was so proud of you today.
You're amazing, Tim!
You think so?
Everyone knows all about the amazing work you two have done. There was the Evie abduction case, the fossil stealing spree.
And the Rhine Tower standoff case, too.
Well, I don't remember any
They
of those.
even made a movie based on the R case.
Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good, but how come Mom and me didn't even show up in it?
I have no idea, but movies usually do their own thing, don't they?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to ask you something. This is Dad's Pikachu, right?
Yeah. He's my partner at the moment, though.
I see.
Whoa,
Don't you get no ideas.
What's with all the staring?
He saved your dad from trouble many times.
Wow.
Go get your own Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu! The news is about to start. Maybe there's an update on that Corviknight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
These are the medals.
Hey,
One of our old case notes. All the stuff you told me to keep a record of. It was the first case we partnered up on. R was a chemical that made Pokemon go berserk. It was created from Mewtwo cells. Yeah, I did see the movie. When a Pokemon was given R, its eyes would glow red and become enraged and violent, and it was horrible. Usually can't use any of your moves. How are you able to pull that off? That's because in the movie they made it Pikachu was Harry or some shit. Yeah, the Pikachu was made something like that. Whatever. Breaking news.
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokémon appear to have caused an explosion. This explosion occurred in the mountain range northeast of Rhine City. This may be related to the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokémon. Rhine City Police and the newly established Pokémon Protection Bureau are investigating. Amelia Christie signing off.
Hey, Tim, did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
Yeah, Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
Whispering to Pikachu, are you? You're just like your father, talking to Pokemon like that.
Oh, really? It's been 2 years since the R incident. Since then, we've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday.
real quick. I'm gonna be right back in 1 second. All right. Rain. All right. Sure. Whimsicott.
Whoa, that's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like, they scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
Yep. The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
Yeah.
Inspector Holiday, did you finally find my dad?
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft. Could you lend me a hand with this one?
Of course.
The incident occurred at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street. Sorry, but Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
So much for my coffee.
All right, let's go, Pikachu. Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this Pikachu icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can press the right button to chat with him. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention, and a Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. If you see this icon bouncing, press the right button to hear what Pikachu has to say.
Look, I know we need to hurry, but would it really hurt if we relaxed a bit? For instance... Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me. Okay. Whoa!
I was fine. I was trying to get you your coffee, Pikachu. Once they start going at it, it's hard to stop them. All right. We'd better avoid the alley for now. Inkay. A little jump scare. A Maractus? Alright, this way the crime took place at the dentist's residence up ahead. Alright, what's back here?
Whoa! Well, 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 if it isn't the great detectives.
I can tell this guy's gonna be a dick. We're going to be conducting this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right? There we go. That works better. All right. So this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. It's one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. Under normal normal. God, I can't talk today. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. The missing jewel. A Growlithe, my favorite Pokemon.
I see.
You know, that just kind of makes me think right now, because I have the Flocked Growlithe Funko Pop. What is it worth now? There's people selling it for 35 on Macari. I remember seeing it for like 60. I hear someone selling it for $125. $60 on Amazon. I put mine in a hard plastic case. I actually, except for like the jumbo pops, like the, you know, the big ones, the Target exclusive jumbos, and all like the diamonds and flocked and like the, you know, the like the special one, like the special edition ones or whatever, the ones that are either diamond, flocked, whatever, silver, gold, what have you, have every Pokemon pop except for like the specialty ones. So, and all the Pikachu pops all Pikachu Pops are now Target exclusive. Alright, so
I see.
parlors to the right where Mr. Dennis is waiting. He's currently interviewing Mr. Barnes in this room.
Excuse me.
I guess it would be too much ask for us to join in, right? Afraid we can't allow even the great Detective Tim to do that. Police protocol, you understand. Nah, I didn't. If the inspector says that
Tim, I've been waiting for you.
he outranks the frickin' lieutenant, the chief inspector. And Growlithe is sad because he didn't fulfill his duty. Because he's supposed to be a guard dog.
Oh.
Precious jewel was stolen while I was out of the house. Called an Aurora drop, and it's a very rare jewel indeed. Oop, I didn't mean to hit that. The Aurora drop. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. So there's a key clue, obviously, if it's being highlighted like that. Thankfully, my staff members' injuries were minor, and yet something sticking out is odd. While the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect, they think the butler did it? Could you tell me a bit about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. Most gemstones must first be cut and polished into beautiful gems. But the Aurora drop is said to have naturally formed into this shape. The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Precisely how it got its name. It's been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction, even among jewelers. For the longest time we called it, the Jewel of Legend. Guess it's no surprise someone would steal it. Alright, definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? It was securely locked in a special reinforced case in my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room door and the reinforced case. You mentioned the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe the thief is my own trusted butler Barnes. Why do they think that? Because he and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. What's keeping someone else from getting to it? It's always kept around Growlithe's neck. If anyone but Barnes or myself attempted to take it, Growlithe would start barking. Growlithe is very loyal. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger, and that's why Growlithe is so sad looking right now. My favorite Pokemon. Growlithe has always been my favorite since the first generation, just because he's a puppy. I don't see a key around Growlithe's neck. Police think Barnes took it. If possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is a thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He worked in this home for years and always served us well. Someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. So that's why he called us here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. Alright, well, let's talk to the Growler. Yeah, the police must at least have some reason to suspect him. But we'll do, because he's the easiest suspect. And that's why. Especially, you can tell about, the lieutenant is just an arrogant dick. So it's first fucking person he's gonna assume is the butler and just fucking run with it. And, you know, it's typical fucking short-sighted police work. Where they just kind of hone in on a suspect and, like, that's it. They don't want to look at anything else. They just want to fucking go after this one specific person for whatever reason. Alright. But yeah, I'm not talking shit on cops, but I'm just saying like the ones who get, like, when you see, you know, just the cases of where they just get tunnel vision. Alright, so the jewel storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down. A case notebook. The writers of Detective Journal swear by it. Detective Pikachu. Or Detective Journal. Jesus. Ugh. That's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yeah, it's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organize their case notes. Hey, you write shit down. Alright, so Sanjeev Dennis's jewel has apparently been stolen, but how did the culprit steal it? Investigate the scene of the crime on the second floor for clues. First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we've gathered during our investigation on the page below. The stolen jewel. The Aurora drop is Mr. Dennis's prize jewel. Someone has stolen it. After we've collected enough testimonies and evidence to begin deducing, the begin deducing option will appear. When you select this, we can start deducing answers to our questions. We don't have enough testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we have to do right now? We gotta collect testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel's stolen. To do that, first we have to investigate the scene of the crime. She sure doesn't look happy. No, she does not. She feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. What's over here? Looks like some jeweling tools have been left in here. I wonder if Mr. Dennis uses this room as a study too. No, you can't ask him if he uses it as a study too. Let's just see. Is there anything around here? No. Talk to the inspector. I'm guessing he told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspicion. It sure seems that way. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we've gathered. But if there's anything I can do to help. Alright, so I can give you everything that I've done, but you can't give me shit. But if there's anything I can do to help, that's why there's things in place, you know, for shit like this, where, you know, they can bring in like outside agencies and whatnot, and then you just sign like an NDA that you're not going to talk about it. But if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. At the time of the incident, what was the situation in the mansion at the time of the incident? I'm still looking into that. I'm sure you'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses themselves. Well, the circumstantial evidence certainly seems to be pointing in his direction. And about the Aurora drop. It's not just valuable, it's famous throughout the entire jewel industry. And there must be plenty of people who'd like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by an intruder? Can't rule out that impossibility, but based on current evidence, I'd say the likelihood of a burglary is low. Someone stole it. Don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty, huh? Awfully stubborn, aren't you? You're even harder to talk to than that Brad's Minute. Alright, so we're off to the upstairs now. It's currently being searched by the police.
Whoa!
Alright. Some feathers. And they're blue.
Oh!
One of the feathers is darker than the others. And there are 6. The other 6 are a lighter shade. This is the jewel storage room. Cottony's. The scene of the crime.
Yes!
Checked out the door, but there are no signs of forced entry. Then we can be fairly certain that the thief used a key to get in. According to Dennis, this room is where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. This area looks more disturbed than the rest, and yeah, it's been cut big. The glass was cut.
Let me see.
And there's another feather. Alright, so here's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? The base of the jewel case is firmly fixed to the floor. Alright, so this is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora Drop. The edges look like it's been sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice this cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? There's some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluffy and soft. What's a bunch of cotton doing in here? Looks like part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think the top half of the case was cut off? Yeah, it looks like it's a really clean cut. Slicing it must have taken one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that off. Well, first thing that pops in my mind is a scyther or something like that. Let's see. We already examined that.
Whoa! Hey, Tim. Quit looking at my tail and start investigating anything that looks suspicious. Hey, Tim. Check it out. Looks good, huh? Disguises are a key part of detective work, you know.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training. Whoa!
There we go. Alright, so it's still locked. And the key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room door.
Okay, let's start deducing.
And all right, so everything in here.
Whoa!
Okay.
Okay.
Probably figured out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, eh? Alright.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? The culprit hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. The culprit may not have taken the Aurora drop out of the jewel storage room. Instead, they may have hidden it among the cotton. The culprit, no. They didn't unlock it. They cut it.
Okay.
Alright, so we've seen, from what we've seen of the crime, we can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. And we saw that the jewel case was still locked. We still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open.
Okay.
Alright, so we can be certain the culprit sliced open the case and took the jewel from inside. There's just one thing that's strange. What's strange about the way the crime was committed? Alright, so the jewel storage room door was locked. The jewel was stored in this room, or the glass was cut, but the door wasn't.
Oh.
They didn't have the key to the jewel case. Only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. Obviously, it'd be best if we could talk to Barnes ourselves, but he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case. Who has the key to the jewel case? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I've known Barnes a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. The security of the jewel case is in my personal responsibility. But only Mr. Dennis has access to the jewel key himself. All right. That's valuable information. Thank you. I thought I might be getting in the way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. The Aurora drop is meant to become a symbol of revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. Alright. So the thief cut open the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. The only people who have access to that key are Dennis and Barnes, so it makes sense the police would suspect Barnes. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Not just the people of the Pokemon too. I'll interpret. Out the symbol of revival. My jewel shop suffered considerable damage. Wait, you were a victim of the R incident? Yes. Some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. Their rampage destroyed my shop, to say nothing of the damage done to my jewels and other goods. By that time, I already had the Aurora drop. I kept it stored safely in the shop. No, as a matter of fact, it wasn't. Of all the jewels in my shop, the Aurora drop was the only one to remain unscathed. In fact, debris fell so perfectly around the Aurora drop that you might believe it was being protected. Or it was swapped and the current one's a fake. I guess there's some magic left in the world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora drop became known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop just to see it, and thanks to all that attention, my business was able to get back on its feet. Sounds like a valuable jewel in more ways than one. What made you decide to bring it back to your mansion? I decided to donate it to Rhyme City. But why donate something so precious? It's not just precious to me, and that's exactly why I've decided to donate it. Mayor Myers has done his part in improving our city by declaring the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the R incident as a symbol of Rhyme City's revival. I hope that by doing so, I can help liven up not just my shop, but the whole city as well. Not everyone is pleased about it. Forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with... I want to know who is mad about it, because there is your prime suspect right there. The person who is mad about it being donated.
Yes? You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
Well, there you go right there. The wife, Jules. She didn't want to give it up. She's a gold digging bitch. Nah, I don't know. Okay, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Alright. I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind if we ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said Barnes is behind all this, so the matter's settled. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes, but we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband. But nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is culprit. See? She has something to do with it. Barnes's partner, Ducklet, was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Well, there were the blue feathers. Did you witness the crime? Barnes's partner, Ducklet, was involved in the crime. You look as though you don't believe me.
Excuse me?
Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly, but I did witness some irrefutable proof. At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. We did find blue feathers near the window and in the storage room. In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel, but there was also a feather stuck in the Whimsicott, like cotton. So the feathers could have just gotten mixed in with the cotton. I also heard a faint sound just before that, like something metallic. A metallic sound. Do you know what that? No, but the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose she must have broken something in the act. and I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. Because she has something to do with it. She's trying to frame Barnes. But all it's based on it is a metallic sound and the sight of a flying blue. Pretty flimsy, if you ask me.
Excuse me.
Alright, Mr. Dennis doesn't seem confident that Barnes is in it. Mr. Dennis seems confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting. Especially when it comes to Barnes. Those two really trust each other that much? I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time, and I just married him for his money. I suppose that's why Barnes has always taken my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, he inevitably sides with Sanjeev. Oh man, lady, you are really stacking the evidence against you now. Even though I'm sure he believes he's being impartial. The lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. I get the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Barnes. Do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief? Let's find out about this Ducklet. It's Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in a crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Yes, she even helps Barnes out with his shopping. She'd certainly be capable of making off with a jewel. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, that's one thing. The one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes.
Yes?
And the Aurora Drop-In is an incredibly valuable jewel. But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend just how valuable it is? I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. As it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? So you're against the donating? Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded around for the general public. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a select few. Fable. Seems like she's real suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident. And who are you?
Hello there, Detective Tim. I mean, Detective Goodman?
Larry Turner, newest staff member of the Dennis residence. Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name's... Wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry, my name is Larry Turner, and I'm a member of the house staff. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... You really don't have to be so formal with us. I got this job a while ago, but I'm not used to talking all fancy. Yeah, me neither. Uh-oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duties are taking care of the Pokemon, managing the house, and groundskeeping. And I can handle all that, no problem. Anyway, you wanted to ask about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. That's not what I meant. I'm not complaining. Just, I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me from out of nowhere and I blacked out. Can you tell us more about that? Sure, no problem. Alright, so where to start? I was just doing my job like normal. I'd made food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, that sort of thing. I think I was in the garden. I saw a ducklet fly out a second-story window. As I recall, I wondered where she was going. I mean, usually ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. Okay, so the ducklet was probably just running away, like, from whatever was going on. That's when I saw the door open and the jewel storage room was wide open. As if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. Next thing I knew, I was lying on a sofa and someone was treating my wounds. Yeah, I feel like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. Based on the size, it couldn't have been human, so I'm guessing it was a Pokemon. A red Pokemon that would punch. Let's see. No Pokemon would want to steal the award. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner Pokemon to swipe the jewel and punch out Turner. So Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? You need to find the ducklet that flew out the window and the red Pokemon.
Excuse me.
The thief who brought the Pokemon that brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great co-worker with tons of experience. I mean, if you'd known Barnes before all this, you could never imagine him being a thief.
Excuse me.
The Aurora Drop. I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in that storage room ever since it was brought to the house. Of course, I know it's valuable and all. I assume that's what's been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's going to donate the Aurora Drop. Seems like Miss Dennis is against that. They've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night, it must be a real point of contention. I guess Mrs. Dennis just doesn't want to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora Drop's been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? Now then, Mr. Barnes will thank you to not leave the mansion until further notice. Okay. So I guess I'm finally going to get to question him. Alright, so if you've been harbored, Mr. Dennis, it's my duty to give you my full cooperation. What would you like to speak about first?
Yes.
I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until I'd finished my errand and entered the house that I realized something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out from the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. That means Barn was the first witness to arrive at the scene of the crime. Did you see the thief or their partner Pokemon? No, nothing like that. If you didn't see anyone, how could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yeah, the door was already open, and when I looked inside, I saw the Aurora drop was gone. Then I contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. Is there anyone who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only afterward that Mrs. Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about. And the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and Clefable. Naturally, no one can take witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I have no alibi. That's where I come in. The Pokemon that live in the mansion might know something. Alright, do you have any idea who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid. But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who can freely use the key to the jewel storage room. See, look, the wife can't even get the key off the dog because she's a bitch. Growlithe guards that key with constant vigilance. So I imagine it would be very difficult for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no great wonder that the police suspect me given the circumstances. But I would never do something so senseless. At least this confirms that the only two that have access to the key. What about Ducklet?
Yes.
Ducklet is his dearest partner. She's incredibly clever and helps me out with my work. What exactly does she do? Let's see. She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from a local cafe. There's a place nearby called Hi Hat Cafe. Perhaps you've heard of it. She regularly goes shopping there by herself. And I asked her to go to the cafe today, in fact, but she hasn't returned. Hi. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might be? Unfortunately, no. The feathers found at the scene of the crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it. But I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow. I'm so worried I can hardly think straight. Shit, the wife probably plucked the feathers. Out of all the jewels in Mr. Dennis's collection, he considers the Aurora Drop to be his most precious. He worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say the Aurora Drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. I wish nothing but swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him.
Well... Tip. Yo, main ectric! Working hard? Hey! What did I ever do to you?
Excuse me.
Is the storage room key the reason the police suspect Barnes? The only two people who can access the key are the homeowner and his butler, Mr. Barnes. Mr. Dennis and Barnes. I highly doubt Mr. Dennis staged all of this himself, which leaves Barnes as the only logical suspect. Or the bitch wife. Not only that, there were ducklet feathers at the crime scene, and Barnes' partner is a ducklet. Clearly, Barnes used the key to get inside the storage room, then had Ducklet fly off with the jewel. That's my working theory. Duly noted. We don't have any decisive evidence yet. But we're going to find this Ducklet that flew the coop, and then we're definitely we'll get definitive proof. Are you following any leads other than Barnes? I've already collected statements from every last person in this house. Do you mind if I ask what your impression of each of them was? Well, I suppose I could tell you that much. Mr. Ness seems rather shaken by Barnes falling under suspicion. His wife Claudia is reacting quite impetuously. She's been approaching us repeatedly to demand that we hurry and wrap up our investigation. Oof, that's gotta be tough. I almost feel bad for Brad. One of their staff members, Turner, has been very cooperative with our investigations. He told us a lot about everything that happened up until he lost consciousness. I suppose that's all I can say for now. The police can question people, but they can't talk to Pokemon. Let's go talk to Growl. Anyway, Growl, can we start with questions? Alright, so as Dennis Barnes, your job to guard the mansion, and we already know that the dual storage key was around here now. She says she never let anyone other than Dennis or Barnes even touch the key. So that's why you feel extra responsible for what happened, huh? She's really got a strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry, the two of us are going to crack this case. About... You don't know because you were napping? Your breakfast was so tasty that you ate too much and it made you sleepy. Nah, they put something in your food. You woke up when Barnes got home. That would have been right before all the commotion happened. And when you woke up, your precious key was gone. Yeah, I can tell you're upset. Alright, so you'll do whatever it takes to help us catch the thief. Thanks. Barnes is a kind and well-mannered person. He and Dennis are close, and she's never seen them fighting or arguing. Mr. Dennis really does seem to trust Barnes after all. And Growlithe likes Barnes too. Judging from what Growlithe says, it's hard to think of Barnes as a likely culprit. We're not here to steal anything. We're actually great detectives looking to catch the thief. Can you answer some questions? Alright, so let's see. Guess Clefable was worried we'd do something bad to Mrs. Dennis.
Hey!
You have a job here? No job per se, unless you count spending time with Claudia. Isn't it tough hanging out with someone so prickly? Claudia's not a bad person, you say? Sorry, didn't mean to be insulting. So, Claudia is always arguing with someone or other. But when it's just you and her together, she starts to regret the whole thing. I get it now. Your job is to cheer her up when she gets into arguments. At the time of the incident, she got real sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. How convenient. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. What do you think of Barnes? Do you get along with him alright? Claudia doesn't like Barnes, so Clefable tries not to have too much to do with him. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Wait, does that mean Clefable saw Barnes going upstairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's gotta. Clefable, what else can you tell us? Alright, let's see. What do you know? Was dozing near the front door this morning. When Barnes got home from doing stuff outside, she woke up and greeted him at the door. Then Clefable and Barnes heard Turner cry out on the second floor, so they both went running upstairs. And that's when, to their surprise, they found Turner on the floor. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor.
Okay, let's start deducing. Okay.
Alright, so we've got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Based on everything we heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information we gathered and see what we can come up with. So this theory is that Barnes may be the culprit. He had access to the key. Barnes is the only one aside from Mr. Dennis who had the key to the jewel storage room, so he must be the culprit. Barnes may not be the culprit. He returned to the mansion after the crime had occurred. When Barnes returned to the mansion, both he and Clefable heard Larry Turner cry out, so it's highly unlikely that Barnes committed the crime. So this is more than likely going to be our answer, and he doesn't seem like he would betray Mr. Dennis. I mean, would he really betray Mr. Dennis? They've known each other for a long time. This is your most damning, though.
Okay.
And Growler said she woke up at exactly the same time. Barnes and the others only became aware of the crime after that. Doesn't that mean Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it very difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. I'm not sure we can prove Barnes' innocence with that alone. Because we can't exactly disclose that the testimony came from Pokemon. No one will believe us. Looks like we're going to need other evidence. Barnes has an alibi. Pokemon testimonies are... Alright, so we can't lift a suspicion around Barnes with Clefable's testimony alone. I think we're going to need some kind of evidence to prove it. Where should we look? Nothing immediately comes to mind. At times like this, it's best to try investigating other leads. We might find a thread somewhere unexpected that leads us back to this. The red Pokemon that entered the mansion is clearly involved in this incident somehow. Look for that Pokemon in Rhyme City. Alright, so witnesses reported seeing a red Pokemon and Ducklet. I wonder if the Pokemon that cut open the jewel case is the culprit's partner. Makes sense, but no such human was seen by witnesses. Having said that, though, we might learn something if we can find the red Pokemon. Let's head into the city and get some leads on that red Pokemon. Where did Ducklet go? Ducklet is nowhere to be found at the Dennis residence. Find out where she went. Alright, so So we need to find the red Pokemon. And Ducklet.
Okay.
Alright, so I think we have a better lead to go on than for the red Pokemon. We did hear that Ducklet was supposed to buy coffee beans. She went to Hi Hat Cafe. Let's go to the cafe. Huh? You mean you won't help me? I understand how you feel, man, but we're in the middle of an investigation right now. Yes, but what should I do? Looks like that woman has a problem. I doubt it has anything to do with our case, but it's hard to not want to help people who's in trouble. That's the spirit, Tim. If we see a person or a Pokemon with a problem, let's do what we can to help. That's what makes us this city's great detectives. But we do need to prioritize our current case. This is something we can help with when we have time. First, let's hear what she has to say. So during your investigation, people and Pokemon may request your help solving their problems. These people and Pokemon have blue speech bubbles. If you see them, try talking to them. Local concerns that you've agreed to help with are added to a list. You can check this list anytime by pressing Y. Keep in mind, some of these requests aren't necessarily problems in the strictest sense. My Lillipup's gone missing. I guess Lillipup must have been having too much fun. Got so worked up, he took off like a rocket. Been searching for him all over, and now I'm exhausted. Well, I've already searched the park pretty thoroughly, but I haven't looked for him in the city yet. Oh, also, my Lillipup likes quiet places, but I'm not sure there are any around. I think that's enough information. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry to add to your workload when you already look so busy. Thank you for coming home. Take care out there.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
You never get bored in this city because there's so many different people and Pokemon to watch. Must be fun having eyes like yours, especially since they let you see in the dark.
Roger.
It saw Ducklet pass by. If she passed by here, she was probably on her way to the cafe after all.
Roger.
There are so many red Pokemon. You don't know which one we mean. Good point. We don't know anything else about it. We know it's a Pokemon, and There we go. Alright, so we know it's a Pokemon that can use a move to slice clean through hard objects, and that can easily knock down a human with a punch.
Drum! Hey, wait up!
It's gone.
Oh!
Go in the back alley. There's a Lillipup. Alright, come on. There's a whole bunch of stuff to get rubbish. No, there's no... The rubbish just ran away, and that's it. Alright. Hitmonlee. There you go. You want a soccer playing Pokemon, Hitmonlee. You see anything, Inkay? Let's see. Let's try not to let your prank go too far. All right, that was it. There's nothing. No, nothing over here. There's all that cotton. There's just whimsicots flying around. Hi-hat guy. Okay, I was trying to see if I could get any information on the red Pokemon by going that way.
Oh, Tim!
Hello there.
And she's just a classmate. This is why I don't like telling you about my personal life. I never hear you talk about actually having fun with people. Alright. I think I'm gonna go ahead and save. And then okay, you can have like multiple. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end it here, and we can pick back up tomorrow.